It was like any other day for Alric, the king of Holton, where he would sit on his throne and talk with his thanes and family. This was until two men came barging in, yelling for help. Alric told the men to calm down and tell him what the problem was. They told him how half the village had fallen ill. Alric, not seeming at all worried, as this happened every so often, asked them if there was a cure for it, and they say not even the village doctor knows if it can be cured, and that the only sign of how it began was by small bites. Alaric's eyes gleamed with fear, as he had heard of a similar case in a nearby village, where people were bitten and fell ill with no known cure. Eventually they had all died off. Alaric then asked the men if anyone had seen what caused this, but they said no. The people who were bitten said that they were attacked in the night and that they couldn't see anything. Alaric, after thinking to himself, told the men that he would take care of this, so they did not have to worry and were to return to their normal lives. After the men had left, Alaric tells his thanes to be on watch tonight and to pay close attention to the ground. The next morning his thanes reported to him that they had caught a glimpse of multiple spiders retreating back into the forest surrounding the village, and that 7 more townsfolk have been bitten. Alaric quickly thinks of a plan on how to solve this problem and remembers that spiders have a queen spider. He thought if they could get rid of the queen, all of the smaller spiders would flee. He tells his thanes that tonight they will have to prepare to set out to the forest to find the queen spider. That evening, Alaric and the thanes suited up in their armor and then went to the posts to wait for the spiders to come. After seeing many of them already fleeing towards the forest, they followed the spiders into the forest, hoping that they would lead them to the queen. Weaving back and forth between trees, following the light of several torches, they started to become entwined by random webs. Alaric knew that they were nearing closer and closer to the queen's lair. Then there was an opening in the forest, and on a huge web was the queen spider. She quickly looked at Alaric and his thanes and spit venom, which was extremely acidic, and it ate at their armor. Alaric told his men to spread out and attack at the legs. They spread out, but that made it worse, because the small spiders started to jump onto them. They shook the spiders off, but they came back over and over again, relentless in their assault. The queen jumped off her web and ate one of the thanes. Alaric leaped towards the queen and cut 2 legs off. This angered the queen, and she started to send out webbing at the thanes, catching them, but with only 3 legs left, her balance was offset and she fell. Alaric saw this as a chance and jumped onto the large spider and thrusted his sword through her skull. The queen let out a shriek and died. Alaric cut the thanes out of the webbing and watched as the small spiders fled. Alaric and his thanes returned home and told the news of their quest and how the spiders should leave them alone from now on. The townsfolk rejoiced, but asked if there was a cure for the disease. Alaric took out a spider that had jumped on him and handed it to the doctor and told him to create an antidote. After an antidote was made and given to the ill, they all have a feast for Alaric their king and their savior.